Hello everyone, welcome to another video. Today we are taking a look at round 1 of the new season for the FIA Nations Cup. We have Group 2 cars at Autodrome Lago Maggiore Grand Prix track, that's the full one. Fuel consumption at times 2, tyre wear at times 8, and we have the racing medium and racing hard tyres to use. And for this one, the tyre requirement is that the hard tyre must be used at some point during the race. Now the first thing you want to do to prepare yourself for this race is to buy this car, if you don't already have it. The older Group 2 cars are much faster around this track for some reason, to the region of about at least half a second easily, and probably more like about 3/4 of a second. But this car in particular is the one you want to use if you want to do the strategies that we're about to talk here, because it can handle something that the other two 08 cars can't, and that is the hybrid tyres. And what do we mean by hybrid tyres? Well, that means putting different compounds of tyres on the car. So for this one, what you want to do, or give it at least, at the very least give it a try, is to try using the racing mediums on the front with the racing hards on the rear. So we kick off with the gameplay footage at the very start of the race. It's a bit of a change from the norm here. We're going to have a grid start for this one. So you want to be putting traction control on 1 to get yourself off the line. And obviously if you use traction control, keep it on, and if you don't, take it off as soon as possible. Now, being a grid start is going to see 20 cars come into 2 very tight corners in very close proximity to each other. I think it's safe to say there's going to be some carnage. So as I said, the reason we're using this car is because it can run the hybrid strategy, which is to put the racing mediums on the front and the racing hards on the rear. Now, there's no two doubts about it, the car is a little bit sketchy initially until the tyres warm up and the front tyres wear down a little bit. I wouldn't go straight into this race without giving this a try. Some people may find it too difficult to drive the car. It can certainly give you a few hairy moments in the opening lap, particularly coming into this hairpin that we're approaching now, as the back end will try and get away from you. But if you can make it work, this is what you want to do. You do want to try and do this hybrid strategy. I think it is the fastest way to get rid of the hard tyre and fulfill the requirement of using the hard tyre. Now we're coming to the end of lap 3 here. I've put decision time on the screen because I think at this point you can either, if you want to get rid of these tyres, and just do 2 stints on the mediums of 6 laps each. I think this is probably the earliest you could do it. However, as you can see, we are not pitting. We are going to carry on, and we are going to do we're going to do 5 laps on these tyres, and then we're going to do 2 stints of 5 laps on the mediums for this first run anyway. So jumping forward actually all the way to lap 10, you can see now we're well in, actually approaching the end of our second stint on the racing mediums. And we're going to come into the pits and take on another set of mediums and run to the end. So this will give us a wee chance to take a look at the pit stop and see what type of loss that's going to hit us with. Obviously, if you quite experienced the game, you're probably already aware that Lago Maggiore's pit times are pretty short anyway. But here we are, into the last corner and into the pit lane. And there you go, car straight into the box, no fuel required, new set of tyres, and back out we go. And the pit loss is only about 4 seconds. I think it may even be a little bit less than that. It's probably closer to about 3.7 seconds. As you can see there, we took no fuel on. This is a full throttle blast all the way to the finish. No fuel saving required. Flat out from start to finish. Although you may want to look after the tyres a little bit. As car will get a little bit sketchy towards the end of the stints, particularly if you're going to try and do the next strategy that we're going to look at, which will be the one stop. Not so much a problem on the two-stop, because you're only asking to get 5 laps out of the tyres. Now we've actually done this last stint here very poorly. The opening lap 12, were pretty good, but we could well have been into the 44s and that, but these last other 3 laps, pretty tardy, particularly laps 13, 14, they should be well into the 45s, and a 46.1 for lap 15. Reasonably acceptable, but the finishing time there, 26.45 for the two-stopper using the hybrid tyres on the first stint. So moving on, we are now taking a look at the one-stopper. Again, we're using the hybrid tyres. There you go, on the screen, one-stop hybrid tyres, and then we're going to do a pit stop on lap 8, and we're going to take a set of mediums to the end. Again, don't just go trying using the hybrid tyres as you enter the race. Go in to some practice lobbies or set up a custom race as I do and see if you can get used to it. The car does drive a little bit differently initially. However, if you can get used to it, it is the way to get rid of the hard tyres, because they are about 3/4 of a second quicker a lap than using hard tyres on both the front and rear. The hard tyre is very, very slow compared to the medium, probably in the region of about 1.5 seconds a lap. So you really want to be doing as little laps as possible on them. And as I said, if you can get used to using the hybrid way, this is the quickest way to fulfill the tyre requirement and then get rid of them. So we've kept the lap times pretty consistent here in this first stint, and we're going to come in for our sole pit stop on the one stopper. Again, you just get an example of just how quick the pit stop is there. Now there's no two doubts about it that the one stopper on paper is not as quick as two stopping, but the advantage it does have is track position. When the two stop run completes the second pit stop, it would actually come out behind this run here, and with it being Group 2 and the dirty air in the game, track position is very, very important in this race. It's certainly something you want to be looking and considering for the race, is track position, and try to find some clean air. Working your pit stops around trying to find some clean air, because if you find any practice and you've tried following another car in this track, it's extremely difficult. And somebody on tyres 3-4 laps older can easily hold up somebody on fresh tyres, as long as they don't make any major mistakes and just hit their braking points, keep the car where it needs to be. So that's definitely something you want to consider, is trying to find some clean air. And this is why the one stop could possibly work, because you can get track position and then you can just hold up the cars behind you in the dirty air, and they can't get near you to make an overtake. So here we are, we're coming to the end of the one stop run. We've got one corner to go. Tricky last corner, a bit of a strange apex that you sort of turn in a little bit earlier than you would expect to. Across the line we come. Not a great last lap, probably about, I think we must have made a mistake somewhere, because that lap time looks a bit slow. There you go, the finishing time is 26.47.9, so it's only 2.2 seconds slower than the two stop run. So you can see that both the runs have merit in that way. So the advantage of the two stopper is obviously it's quicker on paper and cleaner at the very least. You're going to have fresher tyres for them throughout the race. You're not going to have to really worry about tyre wear, therefore you're less likely to make mistakes. But you could face the possibility of being stuck behind some one stoppers and having to make some overtakes. Again, the advantage of the one stop is you should gain track position in the last third of the race. But obviously you're going to be nursing loading tyres for the last few laps, which is going to make you kind of vulnerable, but the dirty air could well be your friend. There's obviously numerous strategies that can be done in this race. That's one of the great things about these FIA seasons at the moment, and the fact that we have tyre requirements. But these are just a few options for you to consider. So hopefully the video's been helpful a little bit. All I've got to say now is good luck for your races. I hope you get some good points. I'm interested in how this new point system works out, but maybe I'll see you on the track. Thanks for watching, and I shall see you on the next one. Goodbye.